Whenever I uploaded a video, I hated seeing the copyright symbol, or even worse, blocked, until I found a solution on how to actually avoid copyright. Disclaimer, I'm by no means a copyright lawyer, and I'm simply showing you what worked for me. So don't
sue me.
The first rule of copyright is to only upload videos you've made or are authorized to use. In other words, make original content. But you already knew that, and you want to see how to use other people's content, which is why we're going to take a look at fair use, which allows you to use copyrighted protected material under certain circumstances. And this can be tricky to navigate, which is why we're going to take a look at the 4 factors of fair use, and then I'll show you some neat editing tricks. The purpose and character of use, including whether such use is of commercial nature or is for non-profit educational purposes. This focuses on what you did to the material to make it your own. In other words, did you make it transformative? And this word is thrown out a lot, and you might ask yourself, what is transformative? And to figure this out, I like to put myself in the original creator's shoes. If I saw my video being used by someone else, how would I feel? And this actually happened. Your event Hafwagen reacted to one of my videos. I tried YouTube Shorts for 30 days, and I was flattered.
Most people will do like a challenge and then they don't stuck to it. This guy seems like he actually did it. Let's see the results.
This gave me some more recognition, and he even pointed out things that I didn't know.
The other page is actually part of Gary V's channels himself. That's the official one, but it's the non-curse version.
There were memes, transitions, he gave me credit in the description, and I considered the video transformative and give it a pass. Like. The nature of the copyrighted work. This refers to whether you use the material in an information or entertaining standpoint. Clips from the news have greater justification because they're considered informational and beneficial to the public, rather than taking something like this.
It's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart.
But you actually can use that, and that's because of the amount and sustainability of the portion used relative to the whole copyrighted work. When I used that clip, it was completely fine. I was borrowing a few seconds from a 3-hour film. And most importantly, it's not the heart of the movie. This one scene that I borrowed doesn't make or break the movie. And everyone always talks about the 7-second rule, the 10-second rule, but I found that to not even matter. In fact, I used a minute of a video and it was perfectly fine. It wasn't copyrighted, and I'll show you exactly how I did it and why it was okay. And in the case of length, less is more. You just gotta know how to use it, and it's more likelihood of it being fair use. The effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. In other words, am I costing the original owner money? Now, in the case of Yuri watching my video and reacting, some might say, yeah, maybe. But does it really? If someone watched his video and found me because of it, I would consider that a benefit. And let's also not forget, he also made the video transformative. And what about me using the movie clip? Well, it'd be foolish to think that me borrowing a few seconds from a movie is gonna cause a decrease in the production company's pockets. Now, before I go over some editing tips to avoid copyright, let's first go over the don'ts. Don't re-upload other people's content. I even tested this out on Shorts, which ended up getting me a strike. So be sure to check out that video if you want to see more. YouTube has what's called Content ID claims, which is automatically generated when an uploaded video matches another video or segment of a video. The good thing is that this isn't a strike, but the money generated won't necessarily fully go to you, if any. So don't re-upload, and don't use copyrighted music. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but I figured it's still worth mentioning because even faint music in the background can still trigger YouTube's Content ID claims. I even had this happen to one of my videos, so I had to mute that segment and add a voiceover. But I know music is a big part of content, and if you're tight on money, I'd recommend using YouTube Audio Library. I used the songs from my DIY channel back in 2019, got monetized, and best of all, it's completely free. I eventually grew out of it and decided to get Artlist, which is where I get all my songs for all my channels. I'm not sponsored by Artlist, but if you want to try it out, I'd appreciate it if you use the affiliate link down below. Don't give up. Yeah, I know this is cheesy, but this is the reason how I was able to avoid copyright in the first place. A few months back, I started a new channel in a completely new niche that I knew nothing about. Which, by the way, I don't recommend for beginners, but I grew a channel before, so I figured I had what it takes. But mainly, I did this to prove to myself that as long as I have the skills, as long as I can build up a team, I can grow any channel in any niche. The first video had good results, but I got hit with copyright ID claims, which didn't matter in the short term, but I knew I had to find a way on how to avoid it so I can monetize the videos in the future. And after that first video, copyright issues completely stopped, and I thought I was in the clear.
But I was completely wrong.
I posted my 9th video on May 10th. Blocked. Copyright. I tried everything from shortening the clips to adding overlays, but nothing seemed to work. Each time I hit the upload button, I got hit with copyright. And each time I got hit with copyright, I felt like my motivation was slowly deteriorating. To make things worse, my views went from 2,500 in 48 hours to 25 in 48 hours. May 14th, after 4 days of revisions, I turned 25. And I always feel down on my birthday just because every year, I feel like I haven't accomplished anything yet.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
And to top it all off, I got hit with copyright again. I was ready to give up until my scriptwriter, my partner, my friend, said, never give up. And that was honestly all I needed to hear. On May 20th, after 10 days of revisions, I uploaded the video and it was copyright free. And if you stay this long, thanks for your patience. My faceless channel is in the football niche, or as us Americans call it, soccer, which makes no sense. We're using our feet for the ball. Sports in general is a hard niche to get into in general, because if you use official clips, if you use FIFA clips, they'll instantly get blocked. And one way around that is altering the clip. This can be done by using some sort of overlays like this, or this. And I know I said overlays don't work, but I kind of lied. They do work, just not 100% of the time. This is why the next solution would be adding a background, and my favorite is this TV green screen. And you could easily find it on Google by typing TV green screen. After importing it to your editor, click the chroma key effect, resize the clip you want to use, and you have something like this. My favorite overlay would be adding static and then messing with the intensity until you find the right amount. This is pretty cool, but to make it even better, make it a compound clip, use the Ken's burn effect, or use animate to make a zoom in. But this doesn't work all the time. Before I tell you what works 100% of the time, for me, I want to show you how I use 60 seconds of a clip without getting copyrighted. And this one's pretty easy. I made multiple cuts to get rid of unnecessary things, and then I added B-roll over the footage. And this is what I did with 2 interviews on 2 channels, and they worked perfectly fine. So the solution that yielded me 100% success rate is using pictures. But wait, hear me out. I know this is boring, so to make it a little bit more interesting, I used the photo recall effect, added the Ken's burn effect, and made it look like something like this. Pretty nice. And I was fine with this, until I found out there was a better solution. I remember hearing about Business Casual striking Magnates Media a few weeks back because they supposedly stole their work. Not true. But this had to do with the parallax effect, which is a kind of funky effect that you do on photos to add a bit of movement to them and give them a 3D look. In other words, this. And that's how I avoid copyright on YouTube. I hope this helped.